Welcome to Reggae Steady Ska, your #1 source worldwide for all things reggae, rocksteady, and ska. I'm Charles Benoit, and this is our new segment we call Your New Favorite Band. And I want to introduce you to my new favorite band, soon to be your new favorite band, the Topshots out of Toronto, Canada. And we got with us Piers Fox.
Hell yeah, baby. How you doing?
Thank you for being with us today. I really appreciate it. Tell me a little bit about, or tell us all a little bit about the Topshots.
We're a band out of Toronto. We're a band of it's kind of a mix-up of a bunch of guys who've known each other, most of us for a few years, and we've all played in other bands, mostly in the punk rock scene. It's kind of incestuous musically, so we've all known each other for years. And this is a band that I've wanted to start, and we talked about for the last 2 years. And it's finally come to fruition. We've been writing and working on it lots, and yeah, we're just hitting it hard right now. As far as
name check of the band members.
Yeah, so I'm singing and playing guitar, rhythm guitar. We got Darren on drums. He's a maniac drummer. We got Matt Lee on lead guitar. He's an old friend of mine from my hometown. Travis on organ, and Mike Crossley on bass. I think I got that's 5, right? Yeah.
I'm checking my notes. That's everybody. You kept it nice and small. You guys come from a punk background. You want to? Some of the bands you played with include who?
Yeah. So Darren's a monster drummer, like I said. The first time I met him, he was playing in a band, I believe from Halifax, originally, from Eastern Canada, called Make No Gains. They're a 3-piece, like gnarly, fast hardcore punk band. Hardcore punk? I don't know. It's been a while since I've heard them. Mike Crossley, I play in another band with. I play drums in a hardcore punk rock band called Sago. It's Sago. It's kind of power violence, hardcore punk rock with Crossley, and I've known him for a few years. And then Matt Lee and Travis, I've known, Matt Lee, like I said, I've known since high school. We grew up in Stratford, Ontario, which is a couple hours from here.
Oh, yeah.
And Matt and I moved to Calgary when we were, just out of high school. And that's where we met Travis. We used to play in an Oi band out of Calgary called NFG. No Fucking Good. It's classic sort of street rock. Yeah, and so we've all been playing in punk. And I used to play in a skate punk band called Cerebral Scrub. And there's many more to list.
When I listened to your album here, you just released it. Well, you released it a year ago, a 6-track EP. There would be no indication to me if I was listening to that you guys come from a punk background. You have such a old school vibe, you capture a early 60s sound that I absolutely love. And you really have that great feel to it. It doesn't feel very punky. What is the connection, do you think, between your punk side and your early ska, reggae, rocksteady side?
I think, honestly, I think it's the sort of genesis of both of those styles of music, because as I'm sure you know, both punk rock and ska and reggae exploded at the same time in the early 70s. I mean, reggae was up, ska and then reggae and rocksteady, obviously,
right.
Before. But as far as punk rock and ska and reggae, that stuff together, they were sort of like smashed together and exploded and evolved together in a lot of ways. And that, so any of us that got into punk rock also got into ska and reggae, the Specials, the Slackers, Simmerip, Simmerip sort of more the old school side, but you know what I mean, like those old school.
I can't pronounce it either, so.
Yeah.
But you released this album. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 tracks. You released it last March. I'm just learning about it now, which I'm pretty angry with the rest of the world, because folks, support your local ska band. If you knew this band was out there and you weren't letting me know,
shame on you.
Yeah, I really like you writing the songs as well in it. We were talking before we started recording about Foolish and Crude. On my take on it, I was way off base, but I'm also a believer that once you release a song, you can't control what people think about it.
For sure. Yeah.
I'm still saying I'm right. Let's talk about Bedfire, my favorite song on the album. What was the idea behind that?
Uh, well, it's basically the storyline just sort of works right through it. It starts out basically it's loosely based in truth, a story about me being at my favorite club in Toronto, which is the Bovine Sex Club. It's a legendary punk rock venue.
Oh yeah.
And it basically starts out. I see this girl. Holy shit! You know, I want to. She's out with another guy. She ends up taking me for a dance, and and then it progresses through there, and then by the end of the song, we're in my bed, and it's 8 o'clock in the morning, and I'm kind of like, I love you, or you're sweet and you're gorgeous, but I think it's time to get.
I love the whole thing was as you said, the first 3 quarters of the song. I got to get you into my bed, and then the last quarter is like, I got to get you out of this bed.
Yeah.
It's and all the songs have that. It's kind of strange, the funny lyrics like that. Like I said, it reminded me of the Pie Tasters' "Girl Take It Easy," but the music is much more old school, and that comes to the song you chose to cover. You can always tell a lot about a band by what songs they choose to cover, and especially what ones they want to put to the ska. And you went with the Drifters, "There Goes My Baby."
Yeah.
Why that song?
I grew up, my family's super musical. My dad and his 3 younger brothers are all actors and musicians. And so 2 of my sort of idols were my dad's 2 younger brothers, and they used to play in a rockabilly band in Toronto called the Tin Eddies for years, for about 10 or 12 years,
Right.
for the majority of the 90s. And my uncles always played that song. They used to play that song, and it's a song that I've listened to since I was 6 years old, and it's just an absolute smash song. So I thought it would translate well.
Oh, it does, and that's what I was going to say. Is the way you recorded it makes me wonder. Wait, was that a ska song, and then the Drifters covered it?
Yeah,
it's such a perfect mix. You've done such a really great job on that one.
thank you. Thanks.
But every song on there, fire alarm, flame. That's also a red hot song. Pardon the pun. Great album, great release. As I said, came out last March. Why am I just finding about it now? When's the next stuff coming out? What are you going to be doing when we can finally do stuff?
That's a good question. We're actually supposed to record in March with this magnificent dude. His name's Mitch Girio, I think it's Girio. Anyway, and I just found out that he used to play bass in a ska band from Toronto called King Apparatus in the 90s.
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
yeah.
Oh,
so
yeah.
and I didn't know this. I don't know if you're familiar with Chris Murray's live streams.
Yeah.
They're bananas, right? So okay,
yes, this is great.
This is crazy coincidence. So I sent Chris Murray a message. Hey, dude, I saw your live stream, super awesome. And we got sort of chatting. I sent him the Topshots EP, which he hasn't gotten back to me about. I'm kind of worried about it. Anyway, I looked up the videos of King Apparatus because I wanted to know more, and I saw that they were posted by Mitch Girio. And I was like, what? And I sent him a message. I was like, did you play bass in? And sure enough, so totally coincidental, we've got a session booked in March with this guy. And anyway, so we were planning to record in March, but because of this whole thing that's going on, couldn't record. So that's postponed. But we've got about 9 new songs, and we're ready to hit the ground running.
Well, stay healthy so you can get to it. Till then, where can people buy your music?
Honestly, the only way we can sell your music is on Bandcamp. Topshots.bandcamp.com. And you can stream it on there for free as well. You can buy it.
No. I believe what people should do is pay the $10 US or $10 Canadian, $7 US, and buy the damn album, and then stream it with a good conscience.
I agree, but if you just want to dip your toes in the water, the Topshots, baby, you can. If you're on a budget, we're on a budget.
Well, I'll tell you, folks, you may want to dip your toes in, but there's a reason Topshots are on the segment we call Your New Favorite Band, because it's my new favorite band. I believe it's going to be your new favorite band. So go check it out right now when this is over. Thank you, Piers, for joining us. Folks, the name of the band is Topshots.
Thanks for having us, Charles, or me.
More than welcome. Thank you, folks, and go check out Topshots.